All right, soccer fans, welcome into the Ontario Soccer Center Fieldhouse for the final time this weekend at the 2022 OPDL Gary Miller Charity Shield. As we get you set for the opening kickoff here in the boys under 17 final between North Mississauga SC and Vaughn SC. Launched in 2014 with the 2001 age group, the OPDL is Ontario's first and Canada's foremost standards-based youth high-performance league that combines top-level competition with comprehensive high-performance training standards. This innovative and exciting youth high-performance program is an important standard bearer of the adoption of long-term player development principles across soccer at large in Ontario and Canada. OPDL encompasses the U13 to U17 age categories for both males and females, which are delivered by 30 committed license holders from Windsor in the west, all the way to Ottawa in the east. This program has come to be the pace setter and embodiment of a more refined, standards-based, high-performance development environment benefiting players, coaches, and match officials across Ontario. This weekend marks the long-awaited and hotly contested season finale for the U14, 15, and 17 age groups, as well as the second annual edition of this competition after it was renamed in honor of the former Ontario Soccer Director of Soccer Operations, Gary Miller, in 2021. As a friend, mentor, and coach to many generations of Ontario soccer participants, Gary was a pioneer for the modernization of soccer in Canada and staunch advocate for long-term player, coach, and match official development. Nowhere was Gary's influence more critical and impactful than as a member on Ontario Soccer's Technical Advisory Committee, which developed the standards for the Ontario Player Development League launched in 2014. We applaud all the finalists of the 2022 OPDL Gary Miller Charity Shield, who have excelled all season long on and off the pitch and succeeded in the face of adversity to earn a berth at this prestigious event. Good luck to all and best wishes for a tremendous weekend of soccer memories to last you a lifetime. Well, we're moments away from the opening kickoff here in this match between Vaughn and North Mississauga. Vaughn will be wearing their blue kits, red trim around the shoulders, white trim down the midsection, blue shorts, and blue, white, and red socks. And North Mississauga donning a predominantly red kit, red jersey, red shorts, red socks, a little bit of white trimming around the collar and sleeves, and a little bit of black striping across the front. Toronto FC is the official founding premier partner of Ontario Soccer, as well as the co-presenting partner for the OPDL, the province's youth high-performance league. Their commitment to the game in Ontario is unrivaled. Visit torontofc.com for tickets and more. So the captain from North Mississauga SC, Anthony Morano, will step forward to receive the banner, as North Mississauga will contend for the Charity Shield Championship here in the boys under 17 final at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Great to have Joey Lombardi on hand once again representing NDC Ontario and Canada Soccer, as Joey, a proud product from Ontario, and great to have him on hand once again here. We'll step aside for the playing of O Canada. It's the boys under 17 final, and it's the final match of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield opening kickoff coming up next. North Mississauga, Vaughn, they're going head to head here. And we remind you that the Canadian Premier League, on behalf of its Ontario-based member clubs, Forge FC, York United FC, and Atletico Ottawa, are now premier partners of Ontario Soccer and co-presenting partners of the OPDL. For updates and more info, please go to canpl.ca. And don't forget, today's Gary Miller Charity Shield action is fueled by Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. Marco Sorrentino, the captain for Vaughn, stands at midfield with the match officials as Anthony Morano scampered off. He'll be pulled back here for the coin toss. And we'll get the action underway momentarily here at the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Another tremendous crowd on hand for this match. I don't see the percussion section for this Vaughn supporters squad. If they're here, they're not directly below us, and I'm thankful for that. As Morano comes out to midfield for the coin toss, and the two captains will get the little bit of paperwork done here before we kick off. Starting keepers for this match. For Vaughn, it's Grant Wiles between the sticks. For North Mississauga, Philip Roberts will take the crease. Penalty area, so to speak. It's gonna be okay. So the final match here at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Vaughn looking for another successful championship here, this time in the boys under 17 division after they won in the U15s. And there's actually a couple of U15s playing up for Vaughn today. Keep an eye on Sam Tegbaru and Lorenz Curry. Both were instrumental in the U15 Vaughn win yesterday morning. And as is the backup keeper today for Vaughn, Michael Macchio-Georgios. He made a couple of big saves coming in relief of Campoli yesterday. No call-ups for North Mississauga, the league champs, and they'll kick us off working right to left across your screen. Vaughn will defend the goal to your left as they'll start the match. Defending the kickoff in their dark blues, white numbers on the back. North Mississauga coming out with a four-man back line. Vaughn as well. Vaughn looking to play a lot of wing action, two up front. And we're just about set to get the action underway here in the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Anthony Morano kicks us off, and we're underway with our final match at the Gary Miller Charity Shield 2022. North Mississauga going right to left across your screen, but it's Vaughn quickly in possession. Touched there by Royer as he plays it out wide, and North Miss pressing, and they come up with possession. Keeping it in along the touchline, there's Bonsis. Tries to cross in front. That one blocked away by the defender. Botsinis with the cross, but unable to find a teammate there on the touch. Zapala plays it forward. Running onto it is Santillan. Just gets out of his range. And now it's cleared ahead for Srock. Srock tries to pull back, and he'll go all the way back to his keeper, Roberts. 2 45-minute halves here in the boys under 17 final. If tied, we go straight to penalties like we saw previously with the U15 girls. But North Miss have possession here with Monroe on the ball. He goes back to his keeper, Roberts, and they'll work it over to Strock. Julian Strock takes the space in front of him. He's closed down, and the ball nearly turned over as Reynolds tries to come away with it, and now he does so. Reynolds brings it up for Vaughn. His through ball knocked down, but they quickly retain possession as it's controlled by Agubayande. His pass cross over to the far side as it was tracked there by Pellegrineschi. He tries to cross in front, but that's headed away by Monroe, and now North Miss try to take possession through the midfield. Ball ricochets off the official. He'll blow it down, and we'll restart here with a drop ball. So North Miss take possession from the restart, and they'll play it to the near wing. But in doing so, the pass picked off, and now room for Agunbiade to take it forward. Check that. That was actually Reynolds there. Now Agunbiade onto it, but he's in an offside position, and that'll take an end to any threat that Remy Agunbiade had in mind. So third minute of action early in this boys under 17 final at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. And we'll restart with the free kick for North Miss taken by Philip Roberts. The keeper comes out of his area, puts his right foot through the ball, delivers it on the brink of the attacking third, and now they try retain possession as closing it down was Marsico, and he earns his team a throw-in. Movement off the ball, tossed in towards the penalty area as Morano tries to cross it down, and getting there for the effort was Botsinis, but he couldn't quite put it on net, and it's out for a goal kick. The ball just got away from Morano, the captain, but Botsinis was there for the second effort, and in the end, the keeper Wiles was never tested. He plays it short from the goal kick, and Vaughn trying to move it up to midfield, but that's headed away by Monroe. Teams trying to hold possession as two Vaughn players run into each other, but Chimini comes away with it, and now he tries to work it across midfield. He's hauled back, does well to fight off the challenge, and controlled by the Vaughn backline as that ball batted away by a defender. Santillan there to knock it for North Miss. Volley from distance, but a relatively easy save there for Roberts on that attempt, as it came off the foot of Galvin, who tried to test the keeper from range. North Miss looking for a fast break, but nothing doing that time. And now they quickly have it into the penalty area. Look at this speed. Look at that dribbling, and the pass in the end coming from Botsinis just lacked the accuracy needed to pick out the man. He's quickly back on the ball, and we just saw the speed he possesses as Botsinis pulls back. Controlled now by Phillip. He looks for a crossing, flicked on, and finished off. 5th minute, and the captain, Morano, gets the goal. Anthony Morano, in the 5th minute, puts North Mississauga up 1-0. It was flicked on to Morano, the captain. And it's 1-0 for North Mississauga. Well, Morano wasn't leaving it to chance, as it probably would have gone in without his touch. But Morano, the last man there, and he banks it home to give North Mississauga the 1-0 lead. Let's see how Vaughn respond now. And again, goals early in matches here at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. 5 out of 6 matches having goals in the opening 5 minutes. Ball played ahead. That one, though, as Reynolds tried to pick out a man, rolls out for a goal kick. And we'll restart play here with the kick from Roberts. Plays it short. Srock takes it from the back line. Looks for a man moving forward, and it's controlled by Caride only for a second, as now it's taken away by Vaughn. Quick touch passing as Agunbiade tries to maneuver his way through a crowd. In the end, he's hauled down, and a free kick now for Vaughn. Chimini thought about taking it quickly. It's taken by the captain, Fiorentino, backwards, and now they'll try look for a switch here by way of Kiriakou. He gets closed down. This could be a turnover. Morano comes away with it. Could it be two in quick succession? Anthony Morano lays it off, and it's in the back of the net. Matteo Caride, and it's 2-0 North Mississauga. 2 goals, 90 seconds apart, and Caride makes it 2-0 for the team in red. The two Italians connect. Morano with the first. He supplies the assist to Caride with the second. And North Mississauga have doubled their tally to make it 2-0. Oh man, Vaughn have got to feel a little shell-shocked after that. Let's see how they respond here. Fiorentino plays it back. Controlled now by Tulloch. Checks his options, plays it ahead for Reynolds. Takes the space, lays a good ball forward as it's kept in along the touchline by Agunbiade, but he runs out of room. In doing so, he does win the throw-in for Vaughn. They play it back quickly as the cross attempt towards the penalty area off of Marsico and out for a Vaughn throw-in. Caden Reynolds tried to supply that cross that was blocked. And now Agunbiade tosses in. They work it over to the captain. Fiorentino tries to take on a couple of defenders. Now lays it out to the far flank where Caruso, under pressure, plays it forward. But that was closed down beautifully by Jakai Richards as he got there to knock the danger away. Vaughn, having conceded twice here in the opening 10 minutes, trying to rebound and refocus as they work the ball up the pitch on the far flank with throw-ins. Trying to inch their way up the field. The toss in for Fiorentino. Trying to his right foot. Wanted the shot. Never could open up the lane. Now controlled by Royer as he plays it out wide. Reynolds, checking his options, dances over the ball. Draws to his left, back to his right. Tries to take on a third defender, but loses it to Srock. And now Vaughn committing a foul inside the North Miss penalty area, as it'll be a free kick to the defending team after Santillan got taken down. So a free kick here for North Miss as the keeper Roberts squares up to take the kick. With his team up 2-0. Morano heads that one on. It'll go to the keeper for Vaughn as Wiles, who's conceded twice without having an opportunity to make a save yet, really. No chance for Wiles on either one of the goals. And now Vaughn have got to try to respond. And how about that press by Caride? He's got the second goal. Now he tries to cross in front, but too close to the keeper, and Wiles easily scoops that up. Quickly throws it out. Vaughn looking for a fast break counterattack. And speaking of fast, chasing after it was Matthew Galvin, but just knocked away from the speedy forward for Vaughn. And now they'll have to regroup on their own side of half, but it's turned over. Nice work that time by Jakai Richards as he tries to work himself up the touchline only to lose it. And now Vaughn will once again set up from their back four. Looking for options up the field. A little bit of movement off the ball. Now the service played forward, but headed out by Monroe. And it'll be a throw-in for Vaughn just across the half line. They'll play it back into their own side of half here in the 11th minute. Pressure closing in on Kyriakou, so he had to hammer that forward. And then just as fast, Scorzafave plays it up the pitch for North Miss. Kyriakou, good left-footed ball up for Agunbiade to run onto, and he's battling for possession, and Vaughn do come away with it. As the pass intended for Reynolds, will he catch up to it? Yes, he does. Works it into the attacking third out of the corner, taking on the defender, nearly gets the nutmeg, but then loses it, gets a handful of jersey, and in the end, excellent defending there from Santillan. He delivers a great ball ahead for Moreno. He's already got one. Moreno, left-footed draw, but that one lacking the accuracy to test the keeper. It's out for a goal kick. So Vaughn will get set to restart play here with the goal kick. As Wiles takes it short and they'll work it out of their own penalty area here. Pass forward, closing down and turning it over. And now it's to Moreno at the top of the area. He takes the shot, but an easy save that time for Wiles as he dives down to his right. That all happened after Luca Marsico came up with the interception and put the pass ahead for Moreno for that shot attempt. Well, the league champions, North Mississauga SC, have built themselves a 2-0 lead inside the opening 10 minutes of play as we roll into 13 minutes gone here now in the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Nice header forward there by Richards as running onto it now is Botsinis. He takes the pass in front. Oh, unable to knock it home. They're still battling for it as Moreno has a now drop heel attempt, but couldn't quite pick out Marsico, and now Vaughn will clear the pressure. The other player in the fray was Caride, but Caride unable to get a touch inside the 6. Two North Miss players crashing together there. Srock and Zapala came together. Oh, and now we get a foul called against Monroe and a free kick here for Vaughn. A chance to place something into the penalty area from across. Monroe will get a warning here from the match official. That'll be the last straw before he goes into the book as two Vaughn players stand over top the ball. Sorrentino and Caruso both in the vicinity, but it'll be Sorrentino to take it. Cross, headed away by North Miss's captain Monroe. It's still loose. Moreno, excuse me, as there's a push on the back of Kiriakou and a free kick now for Vaughn. They take it quickly. Sorrentino looks for a switch option and gets past the defender. Reynolds will have time to control here. Reynolds crosses to the back post over the head of everyone. Now brought down by Galvin. Galvin tried to cross in front, but it's knocked away, and Vaughn will have a throw in here on the far touchline. From the throw-in, they try work it tight to the goal line, and they'll earn a corner kick. Nice play by Pellegrineschi to secure the corner for Vaughn. The captain, Marco Sorrentino, heads over to the far corner to take this kick. Delivers a good ball to the far post, headed up, and oh, what a goal! Dante Tulloch tucks it home. And in the 15th minute, Vaughn are on the board. It's 2-1. What a goal by Tulloch. And what a cross by Sorrentino on that corner. That was executed perfectly. And the Vaughn fans beat the drums and get loud, and it's a whole new ball game here. And look at this. This could be more as bringing it in for a shot and time the game. Are you kidding me? Remy Agunbiade! Agunbiade ties this match. Seconds after Vaughn get on the board. Roberts caught off his line. Monroe coughs it up. And Remy Agunbiade ties this match in the 16th minute. Ball played by Monroe. Let's see how North Miss respond after conceding twice in less than a minute. Sorrentino gets pulled down. That's going to be a caution. And the momentum has wildly shifted in this match. North Miss raced out to a 2-0 lead. Vaughn have struck back just as quick. And Salvatore Zapala into the book with the yellow card. Sorrentino takes the free kick, delivers across into the penalty area, headed away by the defensive effort of Srock. And now Monroe, they'll just clear that out across the half. Quickly taken by Vaughn. Timony under pressure, drops it back. As the man who got Vaughn on the board, Tulloch plays it forward, and now they look for a cross to the far post, and it's 2. Oh my goodness, 3 unanswered goals. Federico Pellegrinacci puts Vaughn in front. 5 goals in the opening 17 minutes. Who thought these guys were shell-shocked? Certainly they're not. What a performance in the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield as Pellegrinacci puts Vaughn up 3-2. 3 goals in less than 5 minutes. Vaughn erase a 2-0 deficit, and they're in front, and they've got the ball pressing for more. Monroe is having himself a nightmare of the first half. There's a shot from distance, and that just dipped wide of the diving Roberts. Oh my goodness. What a game so far. We've only played 18 minutes. 5 goals. It's 3-2 Vaughn. I might not have a voice by the end of this one. An incredible pace on display as North Miss take it forward. Santillan gets chopped down, and that's going to be a caution as Santillan's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow. He doesn't want to be ejected for something silly here as his numerical counterpart Reynolds goes into the book. And now a free kick for North Mississauga. End-to-end action. Goals aplenty. More to come. It's the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Srock stands over top the ball to take the free kick. North Miss putting almost 8 players forward here into the area. Srock delivers the cross towards the top of the box. Headed away. Moreno tries to get it back, but they clear it up down the length of the pitch. And now Roberts has to karate chop that one well outside of his penalty area to clear the pressure. Eventually headed out of play. And it'll be a Vaughn throw-in. While North Miss started hot, and it looked like Vaughn were going to have trouble matching that intensity, that energy, and that pace. But they stormed back with 3 unanswered, and now North Miss are trying to change the momentum after seeing a 2-goal lead snatched from their grasp. But here goes Fiorentino for Vaughn. Nice little move around the defender, but then loses the ball on the touch. And now here goes Moreno for North Miss. Contains the ball, takes the volley. It's out for a goal kick. Appeals for a handball on Moreno as he took it forward, but nothing doing. Ontario Soccer values fair play, and we share this common passion with our partners from Respect in Sport, the leading e-learning platform for the prevention of bullying, abuse, harassment, and discrimination. Learn more about their programs and start your Respect education journey today at respectgroupinc.com. Foul committed at the half line. Free kick here for North Miss as Monroe stands over top the ball. And, he's going to want to rebound from a tough stretch where he was directly involved in 2 of the 3 Vaughn goals. And now he picks up the ball for North Miss. Makes the pass. Closed down, taken away. Nice job there by Pellegrinacci. He's got the go-ahead goal, and now he plays a good through ball, but closed down by Srock. Loose ball controlled by the keeper, Roberts, as Agun Biade was in the vicinity. Remember, it was Agu Biande who blocked the clearance from Monroe that led to the tying goal at the time, 2-2. Controlled here by Richards. Trying to take on the defender. The ball knocked loose and cleared by Kiriakou. Back at the half, Monroe playing it forward. Dribbling into space and now laying it off as it's controlled by Marsico. Drop back as Santillan looked for a man. Nothing doing it. Ricochets to Zapala. And it's controlled now by Marsico with a good little move there. Excuse me, that's Botsinis as he evaded the tackle. Marsico now delivers the ball to the far corner, but away from Morano. And hammered up the field by the Vaughn defender as it tracks out for a Mississauga throw-in. From the throw, Richards tossing forward. North Miss unable to hold possession. Vaughn once again just knock it long and knock it out. And Mississauga will toss in again with the restart. Loose ball will be headed down by Srock as the center back for North Miss leaves it for Monroe. He delivers a good ball ahead, but that's knocked loose. Brought down now by Scorzafave. Quick return, but couldn't quite get it back. And now Wiles, comes up with it for Vaughn as the keeper who conceded twice in the opening 7 minutes has got to be thanking his lucky stars that his team is pushed back in front here. And he's got a new lease on this match now with Vaughn up 3-2. Monroe, he goes back to Roberts. Plays it out for Srock. As he now switches over to Monroe. Monroe takes some space in front of him before delivering a good ball ahead for a player to run onto. Morano threatening, and as a result, the defender, Tullish, just knocks it out. So how about the game so far from Dante Tullish? He's picked up a goal for Vaughn, and there he comes up with another solid defensive play. Corner kick to come here, however, as North Miss will set up, and it'll be Alex Santillan preparing to take an outswinger. Santillan delivers a quality cross, headed down by Caride, and just tipped over the bar by Wiles. That's one of the strengths in this goalkeeper's game, is elevating for those tip overs. He made a couple nice touch over bar saves in warm-ups, and there Wiles comes up with a really good stop on the header from Mateo Caride. Santillan will track over to the far corner, this time setting up for an in-swinger. Puts his boot through the ball, delivers a quality cross, headed away by a defender. It's off of Royer and out for another corner. I believe it's Sapala taking it this time. The cross comes in, a big scrum in front, and it's knocked home. North Mississauga respond from the corner kick, and it's 2 for Caride. Mateo Caride with the brace, and they tie this match 3-3 in the 25th minute. Caride was lurking at the top of the penalty area. The ball came to him, and once he got it on his right foot, he made no mistake cracking it home. Past Wiles, no chance for the keeper. And 6 goals now in the opening 26 minutes of match play. How about this final? Fiorentino tries to draw back. Can't control as it's played up the pitch that time by Marsico. Caride already with 2, working for a third now as he tries to bring it into the attacking third. Caride shields the ball, makes the move, crosses to the back post. Defender makes a meal of it, and they finish it off. Botsinis buries it. And what a swing. Botsinis for North Mississauga gives them a 4-3 lead. Oh my goodness, what a match. Caruso was the defender for Vaughn who got twisted and despite getting a piece of the ball, never could clear it away. And Botsinis buries it. And what a swing of momentum and emotion in this match. And now the Vaughn bench and their coaching staff will receive a caution here. I believe that's Jordan Feliciano, the head coach, who's shown the card. As the Vaughn bench not happy with the match officiating crew, not sure what the call they could be arguing is. There was very little contact on the back of the defender. But just unbelievable, this swing of momentum. Goals. We're just giving them out here. 7 goals in 27 minutes. I'm legitimately worried I'm not going to have a voice by the end of this one. Offside there called against Caride. And he's got to be careful not to draw a caution there. He gets warned by the match official, knowing next time he'll go into the book for the wrong reasons, already having scored twice. Vaughn, having seen their lead now erased, how do they respond, trailing once again in this match? It's 4-3 for North Mississauga. Wiles, you have to wonder if at halftime they consider a goalkeeping change. Not that Wiles has been at fault for any of the 4, but maybe just to try change the momentum and maybe the confidence in the way the D is playing. It's been a bit of a wacky final here so far in the boys under 17 championship match at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. That ball out of play, and it'll be a... Or are they going to play it on the ground here? No, it'll be a throw-in for North Mississauga. Jakai Richards will leave it for a teammate as Monroe gets set to take the toss. Richards covers his defensive position. And it's tossed up the line. Possession exchanged as Botsonis with a nice little nutmeg, and now he opens up space along the touchline. Draws back into a crowd as now he delivers a cross in. Santillan with a touch. Check that. Now it's controlled by Santillan. It was with Sapala. The ball there by Santillan gets knocked down. Headed back by North Miss's midfielder. As stepping into it was Scorzafave, and now he gets it back to his right foot. Plays the ball forward, knocked down, and Reynolds comes up with it for Vaughn. His ball through the midfield intercepted by Santillan, as he'll turn it all the way back to his keeper, Roberts. Being closed down, Roberts boots it out. Free ball as a handball played there by the Vaughn player in Pellegrineschi. He's got one of their 3 goals. But that time he's whistled for the handball. Well, Canada Soccer have marked the 50-day countdown to the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 with the introduction of the hashtag #WeCanCollective, a user-generated digital movement that gives fans a voice and role to join our players and team at Qatar 2022. From the free kick, it was headed on, but easily saved by the keeper Wiles. A bilingual and national campaign under Canada Soccer's We Can signature used the following hashtags. Hashtag WECAN, hashtag OUICAN. To learn more, visit canadasoccer.com. Vaughn retained possession here with Royer on the ball. Switches it over to the far flank as it's controlled by Caruso. He tries to field one through, and it's knocked well away by Monroe out for the throw-in. Pellegrineschi gets set to take the throw. Looks for the captain in Ciorentino. Tries to work off the defender. Turned him, but lost the ball in doing so, and it's cleared out across the half. And now Caride tries to make a play here on a counter. Caride squaring up against the defender. Cross attempt blocked out nicely there by Toulouche, and it'll be a throw-in for North Mississauga as they lead 4-3. And we approach, well, we're now inside the final 15 minutes of the first half. So we'll probably only get about 6 more goals in that 15-minute window, given the pace we've had so far in this one. Oh, there's a lot of contact down by the goal line, and the ball tracks across the line out for a goal kick. So Vaughn will restart the action here with the goal kick as the keeper Wiles plays it over to the far side, and they'll move it forward with Royer. As he checks his options in front, plays it over to the touchline, gets the ball right back. Under pressure, that was Kiriakou, not Royer. Kiriakou does well to evade the challenge, and now Vaughn looked to turn up through the midfield. Excellent ball up the far wing, and running onto it here is Galvin. Galvin cuts in on the defender, pulls back as they slow it down and look for another breakthrough, and they try to pick out Fiorentino, and Vaughn have earned themselves a corner kick. Nice creativity with that offense and timing those runs to break through that back line. Well, we've seen Vaughn convert from corner kicks in this exact spot. Fiorentino, the man supplying the cross. Let's see what he does this time. Quality ball played in, headed on, not goal bound though, as it was cleared away by Monroe. The initial header came from Agunbiade, but he couldn't quite direct it on target. Fiorentino finds the overlap option in Caruso, back to Fiorentino. He gets closed down from his blind side and the ball kicked away. Vaughn do well to hold possession here though, as turning it back and making a smart play was Cimini, as he left it for his goalkeeper Wiles. Tries to pick out an option along the wing. Contact on the aerial challenge from Richards. Nothing doing, and now Richards comes away with it. Richards tries to thread the needle with that through ball. It's partially blocked. However, North Miss retained possession here as Marsico tries to take the defender on before it's knocked loose. Zapala, as Scorzafave couldn't quite corral it for North Miss, and now it goes all the way back to the keeper, Roberts. His ball will be secured here by Santillan. Picked up by Strock. Nice chip forward, evades the first Vaughn defender, but the second came in with the volley, and now Fiorentino has it through the midfield. He fights off the tackle, plays a ball that wasn't quite weighted right for Agubiande, and now here goes Strock on the counterattack, but his ball little too far wide. It's out for a throw-in. From the throw, Vaughn looking to chip it up the field. Nothing doing those. That one rolls out of play. And North Miss will have a throw-in in front of their own bench here. Ball bantied around, and now Vaughn control through the midfield as it's played forward for the striker Agunbiade, but quickly knocked away, and now Richards will take the throw-in for North Miss. That one goes off the shoulder of Pellegrineschi, so Mississauga will get another throw-in. As Richards, good long toss there. Contact, but nothing doing. Morano battling for possession. Fiorentino fights off the challenge from the opposing captain as Vaughn have advantage. And they'll try take full advantage here with Royer on the ball. He has to draw back. Reynolds touching forward. Fiorentino trying to work off the defender. Zapala plays him closely, but now they work it over to the far flank. Chip forward. Running onto that is going to be Galvin. Monroe there defensively appeals for anything in favor of Vaughn, but in the end it is out for a goal kick. So approaching the final 10 minutes of the first half, and incredibly, we've gone, I think, 5 full minutes without a goal being scored. Defense left something to be desired here in this one. We hope you didn't fall asleep in the last 5 minutes. 7 goals inside the opening, 26 minutes of play, 27 minutes. Just a wild game. And there could be more as here goes North Miss. Botsinis, he's already got one. Crosses in front. Partial clearance. Oh, Caride. Oh, Caride. He wants that one back as he put it wide, and it's out for a goal kick. Matteo Caride with 2 in this match already for North Miss. He had a golden opportunity at the hat trick, but just couldn't convert. Fiorentino, good pass through the midfield. Controlled now as ball played forward, and it'll be Reynolds who takes it. The keeper Roberts who takes it for North Miss. As his drop kick well across the half, one bounce, and battle for possession where Morano comes away with it. The North Mississauga captain chips ahead, but out of the reach of Caride, and now it's back with the Vaughn keeper Wiles. Short touch, Kiriakou under pressure. He advances it forward. Switch to the near side, and Reynolds has one defender to beat, but he can't get around his numerical counterpart in Santillan, who now takes it forward. Santillan with little support in front, so he draws back for Marsico. And now they play it to Srock. Srock evades the pressure and lays it off to Monroe. And you know, he's happy to see his team back in front after he was a factor in two of the Vaughn goals and not a positive factor. As North Miss try keep this ball, and then they do so well. Santillan controls. Flag is going to go up here against Caride, as he couldn't quite time his run correctly, and an offside call there against the North Mississauga attacker. Well, and Caride's got to be careful here with that. He's already been warned once. Next time he's probably going into the book. Free kick taken quickly and short as Morano supplying the pressure on the keeper Wiles, but he's able to evade that, and he makes the pass ahead for Tumini. His ball up the far flank, headed away by Richards. Corralled now by Galvin for Vaughn. Final few minutes of the first half here as Vaughn worked the ball up to midfield with Royer. Didn't like what he saw in front, so they pull it back, and they go all the way back to the keeper Wiles. Kiriakou's got a little bit of space in front of him. Opts to dribble for the time being, and now lays it out wide. Looking to cut back into the middle. Nothing doing as lanes are closed down. And now Botsonis comes away with it for North Miss, but couldn't hold possession, and it's out for a throw. From the throw-in, flicked on, but in the end, North Miss unable to control possession. Back pass to the keeper. Wiles had to be careful there with a player crashing down in Marsico, and in the end, he clears the danger. Galvin, good job to pick out a man on the overlap as it's controlled nicely there by Caruso. Looks for an option in front. Quick touch passing as Galvin gets it back now for Vaughn. Under pressure, tries to switch, but it's blocked, and now Morano has it. Marsico goes back to the opposite wing. Caride, that's Botsonis. He's got time and space. Dribbles into a shooting lane. Tries to draw back in front with the pass. All ricocheted around, and in the end, Vaughn able to clear the danger as they were looking desperate on the defensive end. We've got a Vaughn player back behind the play who's down, and he's in significant pain and discomfort, and we hope it's nothing serious there, as I believe that's Caden Reynolds. Check that. No, Reynolds is here, so we'll keep an eye on the injured Vaughn player and certainly hope for a speedy return. It might be one of the Vaughn goal scorers, Dante Tullish. I believe it is, as his teammate Royer headed over and delivered some water, and hopefully nothing serious there for the Vaughn defender. We'll take this opportunity to remind you that today's OPDL Gary Miller Charity Shield action is fueled by Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel during halftime. As we approach the final 5 minutes of the first half, it's been a goal-filled, high-paced, super exciting affair here in the boys under 17 final. And really, this match kind of summarizes everything we've experienced here this weekend at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Passion, intensity, skill, and lots of goals. College continues to receive medical treatment, and that's a good sight to see him be able to get up on his own power. As Dante Tullish with one of the 3 goals for Vaughn here in the opening half. The steady defender will have to head off the pitch for the time being, but good to see that he's able to do so, walking off under his own control. So I believe we'll restart with a drop ball. I'm pretty sure the ball was still in play when the injury stoppage occurred. As Tullish heads over to the sideline, and we hope to see him back in the match shortly. As we approach the halftime whistle, 7 goals. Unbelievable. This is the most we had in any one single game this weekend. Was a 4-3 final. We've got that approaching the halftime break here in the boys under 17 finals. We restart from the drop ball and Vaughn take it forward with Reynolds. He couldn't quite pick out a teammate with the passes. The battle continues and Srock with a man all over his back. Srock does well to fight off that physical challenge, and now Monroe looks to play a ball forward. Caride with a bit of a touch on the defender and enough to draw the referee's whistle. So a free kick here for Vaughn. As you're tuned into the Ontario Soccer live stream broadcast of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield, we're coming to you live on Twitch. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, donate if you so wish. Give us a shout out. Let us know who you're cheering on, where you're watching from. As Reynolds takes it forward now for Vaughn, plays the ball ahead for Royer, the defender, to run on to. Royer getting in the offensive end of things here. Reynolds, nutmeg Santillan, takes it down low to the goal line. Reynolds takes a lot of contact, but the appeals for a penalty waved off, and it's out for a Vaughn throw. Good defending on the last-ditch effort there, as I believe it was Srock who came over to get the tackle in. Fiorentino drops it back. Royer picks out his captain in Fiorentino. The first attempt blocked. Royer gets it back. Good pass for Fiorentino, who stays onside. Tracks it out of the corner, looks for an option. Chips that one intended for Chimini, but that's knocked away. He quickly gets it back, however. Tries to dribble through a crowd. Threads the needle on a great pass over to Galvin. Draws it back for Caruso. Tees up across to the back post. Headed on by the defender. Oh, it's loose. Roberts with a big save. He got just enough to clear that away after Matthew Galvin got the touch for Vaughn. The ball sat there for a second, but it was cleared off the back line by Monroe. Vaughn pressing for an equalizer there. However, they commit a foul on the aerial challenge. Monroe taking the knock. And it'll be a free kick for North Mississauga. Headed on by the Vaughn backline from that long kick taken by Monroe, but now it falls to Marsico. He draws to Morano, and his goal-face cross went right across everyone, and Caride, the closest player, was well out of range to get a touch. There you go, a minimum of 4 minutes added time here at the end of the first half in the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. They have come out once again in strong numbers to watch this game in person and online, as it's turned over here and Vaughn looking for a quick counterattack opportunity. Pellegrineschi couldn't quite thread the needle as he tried to make the pass for Agumbiade, and it was turned over. Marsico, now he sends Moreno on a run. Moreno, remember, opened up the scoring in the 5th minute for North Mississauga as he put away a cross. Now he supplies a good cross, trying to pick out Caride, but the Vaughn defenders see it through and knock it out for a throw-in. Richards tosses in as controlled here by Srock. Srock plays the ball forward, intended for Moreno. Never could quite get to it in time, and now Reynolds takes it, but he runs into opposition, and Moreno gets it back. Nice little spin move by Moreno, picks out a man now, and Botsinis makes the pass over to Caride, tries to square up to the ball as he was moving the wrong way. Lots of contact. There's a shot from distance. but Skortsafave never got on top of it, and that went out for a goal kick. So Grant Wiles will take the goal kick. He'll keep it short for Vaughn as Kiriakou moves it out wide. They try work up that far flank, but the ball out of play, and it'll be a North Miss throw-in. Vaughn not happy about this call. But possession here to North Mississauga. Jakai Richards gets set to restart play with the throw-in. Good toss towards the attacking Karide. Never could control it, and it's once again knocked out for a Mississauga throw-in. Richards will try again for Karide, this time working off the defender. Vaughn want a handball called against Karide. Caruso's got his hands full, and eventually he's hauled down. So a free kick here for Vaughn. They play it short. They play it into the middle for Tullish, and good to see him out there after taking that knock earlier. As they start to work it up the line now with Reynolds. He looks for a runner, but Galvin didn't have the position there on Strzok, who goes back to his keeper. Roberts quickly back out to the defender. A clattering aerial challenge there as things are getting heated here. Jemai Royer and the match officials are going to have to figure this out here. Fans want to see a red card. That's not going to happen, I'll tell you that. But it does look like Royer will go into the book here. As the yellow card shown to Royer here in extra time. He waves off the crowd, not happy about some of the comments. But Vaughn are going to have to get refocused here before the break. And certainly coming out for the second half. If they want to try to erase a North Mississauga lead for the second time today. Remember, Sorrentino backstopped this Vaughn team to the Indoor Cup Championship earlier this year. They would love to double their tally here at the Gary Miller Charity Shield. Loose ball contested. Karide nearly comes away with it around the defender, but charging off the line and making his best save of the match so far. Grant Wiles with some courageous goalkeeping there. Wiles pulls it out, and that'll do it for the half. The first half into the books. 4-3 North Mississauga lead over Vaughn. Folks, stay tuned. Second half action coming up next.
Two teams, two nets, that ball, and a love of everything between the lines. But the game is more. The game is you giving every last breath to finish the sprint. The game is that last ounce of strength that pours out of you as you stretch to save your team. The game is questioning yourself over and over again until you find a way forward. Your personal best today is your challenge for tomorrow. Giving everything now is only knowing how much further you can go. The laces we tighten are the ones that bind us together. Entering the huddle as a player and leaving as a team. Play because you love it. Inspire because it's in you. Unite because it's in us. Ontario Soccer.
We're here today at the community check-in with our partners from Sport Check and Respect in Sport, and having a great time with 35 kids from our community.
I'm just here to help out with the kids today while they were playing soccer during their boot camp and learning about everything they were learning about. A core value in sport, which is respect. Understanding respect with players that you're playing against, with your teammates, with your coaches, with the refs, and with the audience is extremely important.
Our part in it is the Respect in Sport program for parents.
The Respect in Sport parent program, it's a 60-minute program, costs $12. It's completed online, and it just brings you onto the same page about these issues so that you can contribute to a positive and safe experience for your kids and for the rest of the people alongside you.
Parents should attend the respectful play because they're involved in the games too. It's a big part of the game, and we need to respect everybody, especially the referees and everybody on the field.
If you take the courses, you start to understand that your words have an impact on the players especially.
I think all of these community events are just phenomenal opportunities for the children to become a little more acquainted with the true values that they need to have.
And as a parent, I've also learned how to be more respectful with regards to other parents on the sidelines, referees, and as well as coaches.
Well, my favorite part of today was meeting Dwayne.
Dwayne, of course, is a legend of the Canadian game, and he had some great wisdom to impart on the young players.
Respect in sport is important because it teaches a lot of aspects of respect. Respect of time, respect of teammates, respect of community, respect for yourself, and respect for your surroundings. And I think sport is a great vehicle to teach respect at all aspects, all levels, and no one's ever too old to learn about respect.
Respect in sport means sportsmanship, and even when a dirty play or anything gets you down, you can get back up and then just treat the other players like nothing happened, basically.
Respect means to me is always being nice to people and treat people the way you want to be treated.
Respect in sport, Sport Check and Ontario Soccer did a phenomenal job today at bringing all of the players and parents together to understand a little bit better.
You know, if you hit a player down, you come, you pick him back up, and you have a respectful handshake and you go on. And that's how we play.
There is something quite magical about heading into a new destination. A journey into the unknown. Not alone, but together, as a country, as a sport, ready to soar. We are Canada, and this is our sport. This is our time.
I'm Lizzie and I'm 11 years old. I play for Markham FC and I'm an attacking midfielder. My favorite thing about soccer is learning new tricks and trying them on the field. Today I'm going to be showing you the SRP move. Let's go. Step 1 is to cross the ball over with your weak foot. Number 2, step over the ball with your dominant foot. Step 3 is to pull the ball back with your weak foot. Step 4 is to chop the ball behind your weak foot with your dominant foot. And finally, explode with the ball down the field. Now that you know all the steps, try the SRP move for yourself. My proudest soccer moment was when I made the Markham OPDL team. If you're trying to learn new tricks, be creative and don't give up.
Hi, my name is Fatlim and I'm 20 years old. I play five-a-side soccer for North Mississauga Soccer Club and I'm a forward. Today I'm going to teach you speed, dribble, and change direction trick. Step 1, dribble the ball forward. Step 2, place the inside of the foot and outside of the ball. Step 3, turn your body towards the direction that you're going. Step 4, continue to dribble. My proudest moment is when we won the gold medal in Paris Sports with North Mississauga Soccer Club. My favorite thing about playing soccer is that I feel myself when I'm in the field. My advice to the players that want to learn cool tricks is keep trying, don't give up.
Hey, I'm Melissa and I'm 13 years old. I play for UMSC and I'm a striker. Today I'm going to teach you how to do the Neymar dance. Step 1, use your weak foot to step over the ball. Step 2, use your other foot to tap the ball. Step 3, use your strong foot to step over the ball. And finally, step 4, use the outside of your foot to push the ball past the defender. I learned this trick by watching Neymar on YouTube. My favorite thing about playing soccer is meeting new people and making friends. My best advice would be look up a trick you like and just practice over and over and over.
Hey, my name is Sam. I'm 15 years old. I play for Vaughn Soccer Club, and I'm a winger. Today we're gonna learn the soul roll flick. I first saw Neymar do it on YouTube, and I knew I had to learn it myself. Step 1, you're gonna step to the opposite side. Step 2, you're gonna roll the ball to your back foot. Step 3, you're gonna flick the ball with the inside of your foot. Step 4, turn your body towards the ball to continue doing keep-ups. My advice for other players is just to watch the players on YouTube and learn the tricks yourself. My proudest soccer moment has been playing for Team Ontario and hearing my name on the commentary. My favorite thing about playing soccer is playing with my friends and learning new things with my coach.
What's up? I'm Letta, I'm Vita, and we're 17. We play striker and winger for Markham Soccer Club, and this is our trick. Today, we're going to teach you how to do a heel flick up, and you can learn it in just 5 steps. Let's go. Step 1, roll the ball back to your opposite foot. Step 2, flick the ball up with your opposite foot about hip height. Step 3, combine steps 1 and 2 in a fluid and continuous motion. Step 4, turn your body in the opposite direction of your dominant foot. Step 5, use your dominant heel to flick the ball up over your head. We hope you enjoyed our step-by-step. Now it's your turn to give it a try. My favorite thing about playing soccer is just the creativity I can have, the ability to express myself and who I am. Nothing feels better than putting in the work and then applying it on the field. My proudest soccer moment is definitely winning the Charity Shield last year with Markham. What an amazing experience. If you want to learn a cool trick, just remember, practice makes perfect. And remember to have fun with it. That's the key.
Hi, I'm Joshua. I'm 14 years old, I play for Woodbridge Strikers, and I'm a center mid. My favorite thing about playing soccer is playing with a team and in a team environment. Today, I'm going to teach you 3 easy steps to do around the world. Step 1, juggle the ball to get prepared for the trick. Use the outside of your foot to pop the ball up, then bring your leg around it. Lastly, regain control of the ball and continue to dribble. Now you know the steps, now it's your turn.
All right, soccer fans, welcome back inside the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium Fieldhouse as we get you set for this match, the second half kickoff. And as we get you set for second half kickoff, thank you to Ontario soccer partner Soccer Express for their first-class support as Canada's premier soccer apparel and equipment dealer. Soccer Express has everything needed to take your game to the next level. Visit soccerx.com to check out the latest gear from Adidas, Nike, Puma, Admiral, and more. Vaughn gets set to kick us off here in the second half of the boys under 17 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield final. And we are underway as Vaughn work right to left across your screen. And they trail 4-3 as we begin the second half action. What a wild first half. 7 goals between the two teams. Let's see if they can keep up that pace as we begin the second half action. Ball played forward here as Vaughn work it with Caruso into the middle now. As Agunbiade switches to the far wing. And one of the brought-in substitutes in Chase Wisdom tries to play it forward, but it's out of touch, and North Miss will have possession here. Well, it's been a tremendous weekend of action here at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. And it wraps up here with this final contest. 6 matches in total played between the boys and girls under 14, 15, and U17 age groups. There's a long throw here from North Miss, immediately smacked away by Royer, and it'll be another throw-in for Mississauga. Again, a good long toss. Caride, who's got 2 of the 4 goals, heads that forward for Morano. They ricochet it around, and Caride has it once again. Lots of contact, but a good tackle that time provided by Royer. And Vaughn take the ball away here on a potential counter as Agunbiade runs out of room, tries to play it forward, quickly gets it back through his teammate Royer. And Vaughn will work it through the back line. Kiriakou. Time and space, slows it down, makes a short pass before having the ball returned to him. Kiriakou lays off. Pellegrineschi. Nice little 1-2 to open up space on the line. And now Pellegrineschi starts the attack here for Vaughn. Tries to chip past, but Morano makes the block, and then he gets hauled down. And Agunbiade doesn't like the call, but he clearly got across the midsection of the North Miss player, and now it'll be Monroe to take the free kick. Delivers a good ball forward. Flicked on by Morano. As running to it is Marsico, tries to cross in front. Morano still trying to track down. And now it's controlled by Scorzafave. He plays it back as they look for a quick cross into the area. Wiles off his line, a huge collision. No foul there, but Caride got the worst of it on the collision with Wiles, and it'll actually be a free kick for Vaughn as Caride gets called for a foul on the keeper. And Caride is going to need some assistance after that awkward and heavy collision with the Vaughn keeper, Grant Wiles. Wiles charging off his line to try clear the cross. Caride crashing in to try get a touch to it, and good to see that Matteo Caride able to get up on his own feet and shake off that knock here in the 49th minute. And a chance for us to remind you that both TFC and CPL are vital aspirational destinations along the talented pathway. TFC, through its TFC Academy, is a pinnacle club soccer destination for aspiring professional male soccer players in our province. The CPL is Canada's top-tier men's domestic professional league, represented in Ontario by its member clubs Forge FC, York United FC, and Atletico Ottawa, provides important developmental opportunities for over 150 Canadian players, many of whom have come from Ontario. Sorrentino takes the ball ahead here for Vaughn, makes the outlet pass, but immediately closed down by Richards, and then Richards does well to knock that off of Pellegrineschi, and it'll be a Mississauga throw-in. Otsonis checks two on the throw, but they'll go over his head. Caride tries to work off the defender, but last off the North Miss striker, and it'll be a throw-in now for Vaughn. Caruso tosses up the line. Pellegrineschi tries to split a couple of defenders. Loose ball through the midfield as Tullish steps up to knock it. Agubiande tries to take possession, but then on an attempted clearance, it's played into the rafters and will restart with a drop ball. And we've got a North Mississauga player down as Monroe is writhing in pain here. Didn't see what happened, but he's in some serious discomfort, and we hope it's nothing serious there for Athol Monroe, who's had to fight through adversity in this match, but he has been solid for the most part on that back line for North Mississauga. He gets some treatment here on seemingly his right ankle, his right leg, lower leg. And it's been a slow pace to start the second half especially compared to the first half. As we had 7 goals in the opening 27 minutes of the first half. Really, it was a 22-minute span because the first goal came around the 5-minute mark, the last one in around the 27-minute mark. So just an unbelievable stretch in the first half as free-flowing open soccer ensued, and the teams pushed forward, combining for a total of 7 goals. But now things tightening up a little bit. And good to see Monroe able to get up on his own power. However, looks like he'll need a change here And we'll keep an eye if Monroe is able to return to this match for Mississauga, as he's not able to put a ton of weight as he labors a little bit heading off the field. And we'll see who Mississauga bring in for the change. And well, the board reads wrong on this one. It's going to be Thomas Tomei coming in. They're actually going to make a couple of changes here, and that's why the board read what it did. So Botsanis will... Well, what is going on here? Let's get this figured out. They're just getting one substitution for the time being, and it's the injured player taken out in Monroe, and Thomas Tomei comes in to take his place. So they'll have to wait for the other substitution as the ball flicked on and right to the edge of his penalty area. Wiles scoops it up for Vaughn. They work out of their own defensive third as Pellegrineschi brings it up to the half, makes the pass forward. And there's Tomei making his first defensive stance, and he does well to wrestle that ball away from Agubiande. Into the middle now, Vaughn have it with Tullish. He plays it out wide. Royer, touch back for the captain, Fiorentino. Nice overlap, but the pass couldn't quite pick out Wisdom. And now Mississauga under pressure here is Fiorentino able to wrestle it away, and then he draws a free kick. Santillan commits the foul, and again, already on a caution. He's got to be very careful. Check, that was Zapala who committed the foul this time. And it looks like he'll evade the notebook. But not the place you want to concede a free kick, as Vaughn will have a set-piece opportunity. Likely crossing something into the back post here. Not out of the range of a direct attempt on target, though, as it's going to be Massimo Caruso over top the ball, and the two other Vaughn players will track away. And a free kick to come, but I think we may get a substitution here first. We are going to get a change, as Botsanis will be taken out of the match. He's not aware yet. Now he realizes. And Chiecci will come in his place. Caruso, the lone Vaughn player, over top the ball. They pile players in for a cross to the back post. Lots of contact. A big scrum in front. Nothing doing. Ball keeps in along the goal line. Good work as it's controlled by Vaughn's. I believe that's Royer on the ball trying to take on the defender. And he draws a foul there against Richards. So another free kick coming up. It was actually Tullish who made that tremendous play for Vaughn. He's already got one goal in this match, and he did well to draw the free kick there on that sequence. So now Fiorentino and Caruso both stand over top the ball. Just a one-man wall to defend this sharp angle free kick. Certainly a cross coming in on this. Fiorentino delivers the cross, back post, right through the hands of the keeper, Roberts, but he was able to recover in the nick of time, and he snagged it up before any danger could ensue. Zapala races up to the loose ball, takes it ahead for Mississauga. Excellent slide tackle to pick it off his foot. That was beautiful soccer there by Galvin, only to have the ball then missed on the ensuing pass. Tough break for Galvin after a tremendous individual effort. They work it over to Wisdom. Looks for an option up the line and finds a man in Agumbiande, but loses it to the boundary, and it's out for a throw-in. And now we'll get a substitution here for Vaughn, as they'll look to bring two fresh players into this match. And they'll look for a threat up front here, trailing by one in the 56th minute of action. As Sae Blagay comes into the match now for Vaughn, and he'll look to make an impact up front. As Fiorentino tries to track, check that. That was Chimini who tried to track the loose ball. Headed down by Kiriakou, and it'll be controlled here by Royer. Royer with time. Closed down by Chiecci, and they'll have to go back to his keeper in Wiles. Tullish. Kiriakou. Royer, Kiriakou, Vaughn patient in their possession. They don't want to force, but they're going to have to do something now as crashing in there on Curry, one of the call-ups for Vaughn, and Curry able to win his team a throw-in. And now we'll get a substitution for North Miss as Monroe comes back into this match. So good to see him return after taking a knock earlier. Although he does seem to be laboring a little bit there in his runs, so we'll keep an eye on Monroe. But good spot duty by Thomas Tomei to control that back line while Monroe was out with injury. Agubionde tries to get around the defender, but can't quite find his way around Scorza-Fave, and now North Miss looking for a flick on for Morano, but that got broken up. Caride in the vicinity, but it'll be tracked back by Seye Blege, and he'll play it back to his keeper, Wiles, who's immediately closed down, and he did well to evade the pressure from Caride. Ball played up the pitch, intended for Fiorentino out of his range, though, and Scorza-Fave takes it only to have his pass blocked. Fiorentino receives the loose ball, tries to thread a through pass, but too much weight, too far away from either teammate. And now Roberts, the keeper, scoops it up for North Mississauga. Oh, and he dropped it there by mistake. Butterfingers, and he has to clear it out for the corner. Well, Roberts certainly would want to have that back, and he better refocus here after conceding a sloppy corner to Vaughn. Let's see what Fiorentino does as he sets up for the outswinger. Low cross, not the best, and that one immediately knocked out, and it'll be a throw-in for Vaughn. Zapala there with the clearance for Mississauga defensively. They'll leave the throw here for Alan Saibulgay. We'll just call him ASB. As he looks for an option from the throw, but that time knocked away. And Caride tries to take it, takes a lot of contact, and loses possession there to Cimini. Cimini crosses intended for the back post, but Richards there defensively, and he gets enough of it to knock it out for a throw-in. So Vaughn pressing here as Royer takes the throw. A lot of contact once again, this time out for a goal kick. And a chance for us to remind you that Ontario Soccer is pleased to welcome Sport Check, Canada's largest sports retailer, as its official sporting goods retail partner. Both partners share the goal of inspiring Ontarians to live healthy, active lifestyles by making sport and activity more fun, approachable, and inclusive. With a vast assortment of apparel and equipment and the very best athletic brands in the world, Sport Check strives to help athletes and enthusiasts of all levels succeed. Find out what moves you at sportcheck.ca. Fiorentino desperately trying to get the ball back for Vaughn, and he succeeds, only to have his pass broken up. And here goes Chechi ahead for Mississauga. Plays it over to Morano. Inside the box, Morano crosses in front, but that's knocked away. Good defending there by Royer to clear it out for a throw-in. Actually, check that. That was Tellish who covered Royer. Yeah, it's getting close, I'm sure. So we'll see what North Mississauga can do here in the 61st minute with a throw-in deep in the attacking third. Flick towards the goal line as Caride in the vicinity headed back and then cleared away on the volley. It ends up hitting one of the rafters above, and we'll have a drop kick here to restart play after the clearance by Kiriakou. So the uncontested drop ball will go to the keeper, and Wiles will play it out to his defender, Kiriakou. Switches over. Tallish looking, check that. That's Curry looking for an option. Plays it out wide to ASB, and that time the pass attempt, actually that was Chase Wisdom there who tried to make the pass with ASB as the outlet, and now Vaughn look for an option up the field from the toss. Good pressure here is coming away with it and trying to work into the attacking third is Agubiande. He did well to win the throw-in, and now Vaughn looking for options here. They'll opt to lead it for Saïd Blagay as ASB gets set to take the throw. Nice toss into the penalty area, headed away by Scorzafore. Can't quite get a true clearance, and on the second effort they do, after Scorzafave mishit the first one. Loose ball, Vaughn trying to secure it, and they do. Nice job there by Pellegrineschi dribbling through a crowd. Chips it out wide. Wisdom receives the pass. Chase Wisdom crosses to the far post. Oh, that ball was dangerous. Roberts got frozen in his tracks as the North Miss keeper just watched it go wide to the far post and out for a goal kick. 63rd minute of play. It's the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield Boys Under-17 final. North Miss holding on to a 4-3 lead over Vaughn. And for all the action in the first half, we've had no goals to speak of so far in almost 20 minutes here in the second. But lots of time to go, and Vaughn are pressing. They're working to try find an equalizer. However, here Caride comes up with it for Mississauga, stripped away from him. Second effort, and while getting in the midst of that unintentionally was Marsico. In the end, he committed a handball, and now Marsico down in a heap. And Vaughn showing some frustration that they can't play on after Marsico put himself in the middle of that scrum. But it will be a free kick here for Vaughn to restart the play. As we get the action back underway pitch side with Cimini controlling. Lays it back for Kiriakou. ASB takes the space in front of him. Dribbles forward and now has the outlet on the line in Wisdom. Nice touch by Wisdom to pick out Andrea Cimini. Evades the would-be challenge in Scorzafave. Chips one into the box, but off his line to collect easily is Roberts. Roberts with a strong drop kick clears the half. Caride couldn't get to it before it was knocked back to his defending side of half. And now Vaughn press here as Galvin chips forward. Pellegrineschi tries to control. Richards there defensively. The ball knocked around the top of the 18. It hits Fiorentino right in the face from close proximity. And that draws the medic out to check on the Vaughn captain. And hopefully nothing serious there for Marco Fiorentino, as he took that one square in the chops from in tight. And you hope he can rebound from that one. Fiorentino's a tough customer, and he's going to be able to shake this off. He'll have to go to the bench for the time being, but it's going to take a lot to keep him out of this match at this point with his team trailing by 1. A leader on and off the pitch. Fiorentino, you know he'll want to get back into action and try find an equalizer for his team. But for now, he'll receive further treatment on the bench. And we'll restart the action with a drop ball. And I think Vaughn are just playing a player short for the time being. I didn't see anyone else come in, and I'm sure they'll want to get Fiorentino back into the match right away if they can. But here go North Mississauga with a man advantage for the time being, and a good ball played forward. Running onto it and taken down was Marsico. Marsico draws the foul, and a free kick now for North Mississauga. Almost acting like a corner kick here from the proximity on the pitch. An opportunity to play a ball into the penalty area and maybe find an insurance marker. Looks like Santillan over the ball for North Miss to take the free kick here. Delivers a left-footed cross right in front of the goal, but headed away that time by Kiriakou. And now it's knocked back to Monroe. He quickly plays the ball back in. Oh, but Caride in an offside position, and that puts an end to the attack for North Miss. Well, good sight there for Vaughn fans as their captain Fiorentino back into the match after taking that ball in the face. And now we'll get a substitution for Mississauga as Marsico comes out of the match and Russell Bulgan comes in to replace him. So Vaughn restart from the offside infraction. And how about this? Bulgan straight into the match. Knocked right outside the area, but couldn't keep his footing to hold the ball. And Kiriakou there with the last-ditch clearance. What a start that would have been for Bulgan if he could have come on, got the ball, and broke in, but it was not to be that time. Here through the midfield, Mississauga chip forward. Bulgan not able to track to that as too close to the keeper Wiles, and he'll leave it for Kiriakou. Kiriakou plays short, gets the ball right back from Chimini, and now he goes out wide for Tullish. Kiriakou, check that. That's Curry who's in for Tullish. As the call up, who helped backstop Vaughn's win yesterday, holds a good defensive position, but here goes ASB up the pitch. Nice chip, headed away at the last second there by Santillan, although Wisdom gets the ball for Vaughn. ASB switches to the near wing. Royer looks for an outlet, finds one in Pellegrineschi. Tries to take on the defender, dribbles around the first man, lays off ASB, couldn't quite get to it ahead of Morano. Morano's taking a knock there, and he's going to have to stay down now as Morano in some serious pain. Vaughn continuing on. We've got players down all over the pitch right now, as fatigue has got to be a factor here in the 70th minute in this highly intense game at the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Well, if they're cramping, I know what they need, because today's OPDL Charity Shield action is fueled by Gatorade, the official sports fuel of the OPDL. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel after the match. Almost. Morano continues to get stretched out here by a teammate, and good to see the Vaughn player that was down, I believe it was Bianchi, back on his own feet now. And both injured players will look to continue on here in this match. It was actually Galvin, the player for Vaughn. And we'll restart here with a throw-in for North Mississauga inside their own defensive third. From the throw, ball ricochets around. Cato takes it for Vaughn, lays it back as they look for outlet options. Royer controls. Right foot back over to the far wing. Control now by ASB. Taking on the defender, pulls back. Finds the man in Galvin. And now it's touched out wide for Curry. Curry supplies a cross into the near side of the penalty area. Headed on, but only as far as the defender Monroe, who volleys it out for the throw-in. So from the throw, Royer looks for options, has a near man, and they play it back for Kiriakou as North Mississauga try push the defensive line up. ASB with a long shot blocked by Monroe, but blocked out for a corner as that shot was going to go well wide, but Monroe not taking chances. And in the end, he concedes a corner here in the 71st minute. Well, one of the three Vaughn goals came from an outswinger corner. Fiorentino sets up for that right now. Delivers a good cross in. They can't quite get clear control after the initial touch came from Agun Biade. And now it's flicked on by Chiecci as coming well out of his area to clear the danger was Wiles. Good heads-up goalkeeping there. Because after the flick on from Chiecci, there were a couple of Mississauga players in the vicinity. And we restart with the drop ball as Santillan anticipates the switch, is able to knock it up the pitch, and that's out for a goal kick. Appeals for a corner, but last off of Santillan, and it'll be possession to Vaughn. They play short from the goal kick, controlled here by Royer. Kiriakou switches it over to Curry. Looks for the space in front of him, finds a man up the line in Wisdom. Trying to cut inside now, Wisdom dribbling, makes the pass over as it's controlled there by Cato. And Cato's pass off the mark and possession turned over, throw in here to North Mississauga. Inside the final 20 minutes of this match, and for all the goals and all the action in the first half, North Mississauga have been content to slow the pace down here. Vaughn have got to try to find a way to spark some energy and get some offense generated. Kiriakou heads forward. Cato unable to direct it to a teammate, and now Richards had it on his foot. Check that was Phillip there who had it now for North Miss. And we've got a Vaughn player down behind the play. Definitely a lot of cramping going on, fatigue an issue here as North Miss moved the ball across the attacking side of half, and now good sportsmanship shown there by the captain Moreno to knock it out and get the stoppage as Pellegrineschi tries to walk this off. But it looks like he's going to need some help here from the medic, and despite scoring one of the 3 goals today for Vaughn, Pellegrineschi hoping that that's not the end of his day, and we hope the same for him. Approaching the 75th minute. North Mississauga holding on to a 4-3 lead over Vaughn here in the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Pellegrineschi taken out of the match. That looks like he'll be replaced by Jaden Argueta. So it is Argueta that comes in for Pellegrineschi, and Vaughn will take this chance to make a second substitution as well. Royer pulled out. The defender comes out, and they'll look for an offensive influence in Bianchi. As we restart play here with Vaughn showing good sportsmanship, giving possession back to North Mississauga as the keeper Roberts plays it out. Vaughn trying to close down, but ball cleared up to the half. Ricocheted back inside Mississauga's zone before Santillan able to knock it up the pitch, where the keeper Wiles will take control. Pulls it out for Kiriakou. Slows it down and looks for a short option. And quick little 1-2 with Kiriakou and Galvin. Now Curry takes it. Curry outside, and it'll be controlled by ASB, brought in here now tight to the half line where Argueta got his first touches on the ball. And now North Miss trying to look for a quick counter, but nothing doing. Aerial challenge there on the back of Bianchi. Play continuing on. Vaughn takes the defender down to turf. Kiriakou gets stepped on, but it's Kiriakou who gets whistled for the foul, trying to play the ball from the ground. And now behind the play, we get another injured Mississauga player as Scorzafave down and favoring his right knee, trying to shake it off. And it looks like he'll be able to continue despite having some discomfort. So a free kick here for North Mississauga as Santillan gets set to play it in and appeals to his home fans to keep quiet so they can work this out. Santillan delivers the cross near post, but easy save for the keeper Wiles, as that one never threatened. And now Vaughn looking to break out the far wing here. Argueta looks for an option, picks one out in the captain, Fiorentino. Chips forward, and the flag goes up to call the offside against Brandon Cato. And that puts an end to any sequence that Vaughn were generating. Approaching the final 10 minutes of match play here. Excellent crowd on hand once again. Tremendous crowds all weekend long for the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. That's a lot of contact on the back there, supplied by Kiriakou, and Moreno draws the free kick. And North Mississauga will gladly take this, just allowing a little more time off the clock, taking away any momentum Vaughn might have been building, and slowing things down with a free kick. Ball played into the penalty area, looking for a head-on, as Caride nearly got a touch to it, but then Fiorentino clears it out across the half. Monroe volleys it forward. Vaughn tried to take control with Curry on it. Curry gets pulled down, and that'll be a free kick for Vaughn. The North Mississauga fans don't like that, but it was a clear pullback by Moreno, and now a free kick here for Vaughn. And a caution shown there for Caride. He's been toying all game long on the brink of being booked, and now here in the 79th minute, he receives the yellow card. So 2 goals to his name and a caution, but Caride has been an impact player in this match, no doubt, for North Miss. Kiriakou looks for his options, dribbles it forward across the half line. The man in wisdom was checking towards him. The pass was past him, and it's possession in North Mississauga as Phillip gets sets to take the throw. Phillip tosses in. Moreno looks for it, but can't corral it. Now Bolgan has it. Tries to ricochet it forward, and Moreno, the captain for North Miss, tracks it down towards the corner. Well-timed tackle there by Bianchi to knock it out for the throw. Once again, North Miss content to slow things down here and try to take this match inside the final 10 minutes. They're holding on to a 4-3 lead as the long throw towards the near post, headed on by Morano, but off target and out for a goal kick. Taken short by Wiles, playing it over to Curry. Argueta, he gets closed down. Curry there to back him up. And now ASB has time to carry this ahead for Vaughn. Taking the time and space in front of him, dribbles through the center circle before laying it back for Bianchi. Under pressure, nice job by Caride to swipe that away. Caride, he gets pushed down, but nothing doing as he went down a little too easy there. And now Vaughn trying to counter, but it's broken up. Excellent anticipation by Santillan to step up and get the ball. And now it'll be shielded out for a throw-in. Some pushing here, and nearly losing his cool for Vaughn was Cato, but that's Curry, the call-up, and he has a teammate pull him back before taking a foolish booking after Moreno got away with a push on his back. Moreno draws the loose ball, tries to chip forward. Battle for it as Bolgan tries to control for Mississauga. Shoulder to shoulder, and Bolgan comes away with it. Taking on 3 defenders, he's knocked to ground, nothing doing. It's off of Phillip and out for a Vaughn throw. And now we get a little bit of scrum behind the play where the match official comes in to separate Kiriakou and Bolgan. So the intensity picking up here inside the final 10 minutes as both teams know what is at stake. The chance to go into the history books with Gary Miller Charity Shield glory. It's North Miss leading 4-3. Vaughn desperately pressing. They are urgent here in their approach. And they're doing everything they can to get the ball forward. And now they have it with Cato. He supplies one out wide for a player to run onto, but Santillan gets there ahead of Argueta, and it's knocked out for a Vaughn throw. ASB quickly getting up there to try to take the throw in. As he didn't like the first option, now tosses in, intended for Agunbiade. Couldn't quite control. ASB gets it back. Picks out the man in Galvin. Galvin steps back with his right foot. Draws the pass, but it was to Santillan of the opposition. And that ball last off a Vaughn player out for a Mississauga throw-in. And a reminder that soon another deserving team will engrave their name into OPDL history and hoist the beautiful Gary Miller Charity Shield Trophy, tastefully updated by Nuthers, the award store. For more than 50 years, Nuthers, the award store, has been a leading supplier of awards and recognition products across Ontario, offering complete assistance from program concept planning all the way to product delivery. See how they can help your organization at nuthers.com. Ball bantied around and both teams looking for possession here as Morano comes away with it across half. Caride chips out wide and trying to control it in his feet. And now coming up with it is Chechi. What a pass into Caride, but it just got away from him after that ball played in by Andrea Chechi. And now Vaughn looking to counter across midfield. Argueta under pressure did well to see the ball through as it's knocked out, and it'll be a Vaughn throw in here as we approach the final 5 minutes of this match. ASB draws it back for Curry. Kiriaku. Checking his options. Excellent effort there by Caride to close it down. And he draws a round of applause from the Mississauga fans for that effort. Throw in here for Vaughn. Bianchi tosses. Again, a lot of pushing and shoving here. Wisdom in the thick of it for Vaughn. And for the second consecutive scrum, Bulgan there for Mississauga. Bulgan's got to be careful now. It's Wisdom who commits the foul, and it'll be a free kick for North Mississauga. So Vaughn have got to try to find a way to regroup and gain their composure here in the final 5 minutes. They can't afford to make silly decisions like that one to give possession away. Free kick now as Monroe squares over top the ball. Right foot delivered in as Caride tried to contest, but it was headed away by a defender. Bulgan tries to step around the challenge. Bulgan squaring up on Kiriaku. Kiriaku there for the block, and now it'll be picked up by Wisdom for Vaughn. Wisdom dribbling inside his own penalty area, and now he clears it up to the half as the aerial challenge contested by Agubiande, and then he's whistled for a foul. He doesn't like it, and that's going to be a caution here for Agubiande, and a free kick now for North Mississauga. While Vaughn are letting this slip away as they've had opportunities to equalize, but here in the second half, at times, they've lacked the composure. And now North, check that, it's Vaughn that are going to make a couple of substitutions here as Kiriaku and Galvin will come out of this match. And we'll keep an eye on the players entering in here. Can't quite make out their numbers, but we'll restart with a free kick for North Miss. Taken deep. As knocked on, one of the two Vaughn players coming in includes Sam Tegbaru, the call-up. So keep an eye on Tegbaru to make an impact late here for Vaughn as he takes a striking position up front. Zapala knocks it out. It'll be another Vaughn throw in here. As ASB looks for options up the field. Flicked on as the North Miss backline do well to handle that. Caride did well not to commit a foul at the half. ASB has to play it back, and now it's controlled by Curry. Curry knocks forward looking for Tegbaru, but the ball never got to him. Fiorentino now comes up with it for Vaughn as he controls through the midfield. Oh, a lot of contact. He can't believe there's no call. Bulgan racing onto it, but Excellent effort there. And then appeals for a pass back. And I don't know, that was certainly close as Bianchi last touched it back to the keeper. And Wiles may have gotten away with one there. May have been a deflection as now we get a Mississauga player falling to the turf. As Morano, who's dealt with cramping issues all game, once again looking to have his teammates stretch out his hamstring. Rolling into the 88th minute of action. As Vaughn know that there's little time left here to try equalize. They've got to try do something drastic, something different to change this momentum. North Miss trying to take it through to the final whistle. As Morano looks like he's going to be okay, but he's got to come off the field for the time being. So we restart here with a throw-in for North Mississauga, 88th minute of action. Caride flicks on with the header, knocked right back by Curry. Wisdom advances it forward with a good volley. That's going to track to the boundary, but Tegbaru does well to keep it in. Oh no, it just went out. That was so close. As I thought Tegbaru had kept it in along the line, but whistled out for a North Miss throw-in. Jalen Phillip gets set to take the throw, tosses long. Headed by Wisdom. As Agubiande, he gets knocked off the ball, but no call. And now the ball chipped forward only as far as Scorzafave. As Bogan couldn't keep it in along the touchline, and it's out for a Vaughn throw-in. From the toss, Tegbaru brings down, drops back here for Bianchi, looks to cross in as the header supplied by Agubiade, but no one there for Vaughn to get a touch on it, and Caride crashing in with the aerial challenge. He did well not to commit a foul. Loose ball, Morano couldn't get to it in time, as now Fiorentino takes it for Vaughn. Plays out wide for Argueta, tries to cut his way back in. 90th minute of action now. As a good tackle provided there by Morano, and he'll clear that ball up the pitch, where the keeper Wiles will take it for Vaughn. Yet to get the indication of added time here from the fourth official, but Vaughn, no, there's little left here on the stopwatches. They've got to press everything forward. And they're trying, but Cato's ball gets picked off, and now it's Morano who takes it away, spins away from the tackle, and picks out Bulgan. Bulgan into the penalty area, thought about the shot, tried to let it fly, but missed it, and then Curry there with a good tackle, and then Bulgan tries to draw a foul, but no question, the way he put his body in there, he did commit the foul. And even though the North Mississauga fans don't like it, that was absolutely the right call there by the match official as Bulgan commits the foul. Wiles pushing everybody up here with that kick from the Vaughn keeper. A minimum of 5 minutes of added time to be played here in the boys under 17 final of the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. Fiorentino, the Vaughn captain, plays a ball towards the penalty area. Good sliding tackle by Athol Monroe as he's recovered nicely since a tough stretch in the opening half. Morano tries to streak away, but ASP there for the stop. Wiles under pressure, but he plays it out for Curry. Curry takes it forward. Tries to draw back. ASP plays it up. Monroe there with the header. Brought down by Bianchi. Flicked on as Tekbaru tries to work his way into the penalty area. Monroe shields it. And that's veteran heads up defending there from Athol Monroe to see that out for the goal kick. And again, really impressed with Monroe's recovery, especially after that 5-minute stretch in the first half where he had 2 gaffes and it led to 2 Vaughn goals. But the crowd salutes the North Miss captain Moreno as he heads out of this match with a goal to his name, and the substitution and a gutsy effort there by Anthony Moreno and North Mississauga. Coming back into the game is Marcico in place of Moreno, as it'll be possession of Vaughn with a throw-in. Looking for a quick toss. It's played in by Bianchi. Curry. Kiriakou back to Curry. Has time and space in front of him. Opts to draw back into the middle for Kiriakou. Check that. That's actually Morrill who's been subbed into the position of Kiriakou. As now it's controlled by Tegbaru. Touched over. Tegbaru looking for the return as he tries to chase it down. But Monroe gets there with a heroic effort and knocks it out for the throw-in. Vaughn, toss in. ASB receives. Can't quite bring it down. Look how far up Wiles is. He's all the way up to try keep the pressure on here for Vaughn. Takes the throw-in quickly, and he plays it into the middle for Curry. Curry switches to the near wing, controlled, and only for a moment as Bianchi had it go off of Phillip and out for a Vaughn throw-in. Curry receives from the throw, looking for a switch option. Tries to pick out a man on the far flank, but that's headed away by Santillan. And now controlled by Cato. His ball intercepted as Tietchi got there, but then stripped away from the North Miss player. And now the teams exchange possession with ASB coming up with it for Vaughn. Good switch, trying to pick out a man on the near wing in Bianchi. Nothing doing. Bianchi down behind the play. Play will continue on here as Wiles pushing forward, and now Bianchi, realizing he's not going to get a whistle, quickly pops back up to his feet. Santillan with the header through the midfield. Oh, a miss hit there by the defender Curry. And let's see if North Miss can take advantage. Marcico, he gets wrestled off the ball. Nice recovery by Curry as he plays it ahead, and Monroe dummies it out, shielding it for a North Mississauga throw-in. Vaughn are pressing. North Miss are bending, but they're not breaking. Caride. Hard contact, ball won here by Vaughn. ASB plays out wide, looking for Argueta. He gets collided into, loose ball, and that'll go out for a Vaughn throw-in as the players crash into the scores table. And now the fourth official holding up the player from taking the throw, as there's an injured player there in the scrum, with both of them crashing into the bench. That's Marcico there for North Mississauga. As he is able to get back up after taking a knock into the table. And a caution shown there to the Vaughn player, ASB. So how about that? Alan Saibelge into the book for a caution on that late challenge. And we'll see what Vaughn can do as they try push everybody forward across the half line here. Long toss. Little push off, nothing doing as it's bantied around. North Miss try to clear it up the pitch and once again cleared out at the half line for a throw-in. ASB looking for an option, takes it quickly. Ball ricochets around before Kadu's attempt. One through the midfield by North Miss. The keeper, Wiles, went over to play the stray ball. Now it's picked up by North Mississauga's Bulgan, but his through ball easily blocked out. And what a tackle there by Scorza Fabe as he came in and snuffed out any Vaughn counterattack. Vaughn player back behind the play, able to get back to his feet now. As Fiorentino tries to flick on, ball stays in play as Curry into the middle for ASB. Knowing that the minimum of 5 minutes added time are probably coming to an end here. Vaughn pressing everything forward. Long ball knocked away by Monroe. And that does it. The final whistle sounds. And in a dramatic back and forth affair, the North Mississauga Soccer Club are your champions in the boys under 17 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield Final. Today's OPDL Gary Miller Charity Shield action was fueled by Gatorade, the official sports fuel of OPDL. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel after the match. Thank you again to our proud partners for today's event, our premier partners, Toronto FC and the Canadian Premier League. Our program partners, Gatorade, as well as Respect in Sport, Sport Check, Soccer X, Nuthers the Awards Store, and of course, our sport partners, Canada Soccer. Folks, we want to thank you for tuning in all weekend long. 6 games done, 6 games in the books, and 6 champions crowned here at the 2022 Gary Miller Charity Shield. For everyone behind the scenes, on behalf of Ontario Soccer, my name's Nico Cardarelli. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.